Hi guys, this is Shelly over at The Complete Combatant, and once a month I write an article for Shooting Illustrated. I'm dyslexic, so it's kind of interesting that I actually write an article when I kind of read upside down and backwards half the time. So what I decided is each month I read an article, so maybe the people that don't retain information or learn as well by reading something. Maybe the people that learn better through listening or through a video, right? Images, so on and so forth. Maybe that'll help them retain some information more. So I'm just going to go ahead and read my article right off the Shooting Illustrated website. So this one here is When It's Time to Go Hand to Hand. Too close for guns? It's time to switch to other choices. I had the opportunity to spend more than 20 years as co-owner and manager of the mixed martial arts gym called Fusion Fitness and Mixed Martial Arts. We had youth and adult programs where 120 students trained with us, meaning Brian and I, per month. My husband and I had to make the tough decision in 2020 to close the doors of the gym due to COVID. Mixed martial arts, otherwise known as MMA, is a fusion of full contact sports that support a wide array of fighting techniques, history, experience, principles, styles, decisions, and skills. MMA is usually a combination of jiu-jitsu, muay thai, karate, taekwondo, judo, and wrestling, just to name a few, that make up a cohesive fighting system. I trained personally in striking and basic groundwork and decisions, and I did that, started in 2015. I became a coach in our force readiness and close quarter decision classes. Both training and managing our gym was very educational, and it was a part of my life that made me truly fall in love with what we call distance management. I got to see firsthand what pre-planning and what follow-through with that plan actually looked like. I think that now is a good time to mention that knowing your state's laws and codes on the use of force for self-defense and in defense of others is very important. I would print out that information, fold it up, and place it in your purse, your wallet, your car, somewhere. If something happens, there's a high chance that you will know more than the on-scene officer. Throwing a strike means something different in this game. This article will focus on striking, the close quarter decision, which is usually inside of 6 feet, depending on the technique. When it comes to striking, distance is the key factor to hitting or not getting hit. Muay Thai has probably the most common style of striking in MMA because it includes knees and kicks and punches and elbows. In an MMA fight, this is an effective way to cause damage, especially when paired with other martial arts techniques. This style of fighting can also be very effective in self-protection, but only at the correct distance. Brian says, quote, "There are 3 distances in striking. There is long, there is middle, and there is short. Without movement, long is around the 6-foot mark where kicks would be best fitted. Middle would include, but is not limited to, guys, punches and palm strikes. And short, where that'd be the knees and the elbows or an uppercut. That's the close in fighting. That's where that would be best. While in the gym, I also got to see great decisions and poor decisions. How did I know the decision was poor? They had their egos crushed by getting hit, taken down, tapped out, or they went to sleep, aka choked unconscious. None of which was in their game plan. How did I know their decision was good? They were able to remember their pre-fight strategy. They were able to manage their emotions, get back in the fight when things did not go their way, and bring that master game plan back into play for the win. I watched hundreds of training sessions in our octagon, and I started to study the fighters' moves and distances. I also looked for repeatable pre-strike tells that would help me understand how much time their partner had to react. If you are a highly trained professional and you are at the correct distance, you can see it coming, react, and then respond. I coach force readiness and close quarter decisions, and honestly, the bad guy's body posture is very similar to the postures that I saw on the octagon. The main difference that I see is how a normal, everyday person off the street responds. We are not trained professionals, and our reaction time is slower or none at all. You're about to get hit. Now what? In reactionary zones, we call the distance of 6 feet and under the no choice zone. It's not that you don't fight back. It is that you probably have no choice but to fight back. If they choose violence, then you have no choice but to manage that violence with an answer of your own. Why no choice? A healthy person can close a 6-foot distance from you in under a second. The average length of a person's arm is 3 feet. The average length of a person's stride is 3 feet. Do the math. A person only has to take one step to reach out and grab you. A non-trained adult can throw 1 to 3 punches in 1 second. The world record is 13 punches in 1 second. If the bad dude is 6 feet or shorter from you and has violent intentions, you do not have enough time to recognize danger, understand that it is actually happening, make a decision to do something, go into action, and get clear of the threat. All of that in less than 1 second. Brian says, quote, striking fights often end up entangled with a loss of balance, putting one or both people on the ground. So do you have ground fighting skills? Unquote. You do not have enough time to get to your gun on or off body, let alone use it in under 1 second. And you usually do not have time to run away. Now that we've covered the why we call it the no choice zone, let's cover a few options that you may have. Per Brian, quote, you can greatly influence a striking fight by keeping your hands up, also known as fences or frames, and being in motion. This will help manage the distance in a fluid manner. unquote. If there is any way to put an object between you and the bad dude, this will buy you some time to get to a defensive tool or run. If you saw them coming from a further distance and was able to pre-deploy a tool, you may be able to ward them off or use that tool if necessary. If you have professional training, you may be able to stop a big fight before it escalates or moves to the ground. The bad dude chose you for a reason and is banking that you will be an easy target. So surprise him and be an unstoppable force. God forbid you are in a violent encounter. Never stop fighting. You kick, you scream, you elbow, you knee, you punch them, whatever you can muster, as much as you can. You may be able to earn enough space to run or be such a handful that he leaves you alone. For some, this can be a very difficult distance to manage. But the good news is that if you pay attention to changes in your environment, understand pre-assault cues, have a short list of verbal commands memorized, and have a master game plan, you just may be able to avoid an issue altogether. Thanks for listening, guys, and thank you, Shooting Illustrated. All right, see you next month. Bye, y'all.